Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐂. We talk about investing, finance, and professional fun. As the current time of 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time on July 7th, on Wednesday on the East Coast, by the way, Ethereum contract at $1,184, down about 0.17% so far. Respect over crypto market and equity market on this Wednesday morning so far, we are relatively still normalized. Just trade on a sideways fashion, but leaning more up, on an incline perspective from the confirmatory signal that we got from the minutes or the transcript from the previous June FOMC meeting, which the verbiage aligns with what we've heard specifically from the speech, right? So with that being said, it confirms the market. And also, investors have collectively been exhausted, and I would say you and I are both feeling that way. That you've been, basically in this like elongated water torture chamber for the last, I would say, 6 months so far, dragging it down, dragging it along. With the Feds being relatively reactive, not really taking proactive measures onto really telling us what's the strategy going forward. Are we going to be tactically still gonna be, in this recessionary mode, fighting inflation tolerant pressure? What is the efficacy or the effectiveness with respect to the rate hikes of 75 basis point going forward? Are we gonna be going with 50 basis point? Are we gonna go with 75 basis point again? Another aggressive move, right? And with respect to the collective, media front and the sentiment from the investors, obviously, from this frustration and obviously cultivate to that hesitation to be buying in, drive some stir. But like with respect to the lack thereof in terms of negative news that's been percolating in the last couple of days so far, allowing it for it to naturally incur some buying pressure around the level for specifically Ethereum 1150 all the way to the next level of 1250. Right now, we're still in between levels, right? So we'll dive into technical to see what's the momentum looking like and how we're gonna be, foreseeing, the momentum will look like as we head towards the next coming up CPI report, which is gonna be happening basically 7 days out, and then subsequently the next main event, right, which is another FOMC meeting, right? And then on the media front, I'm just looking at some news that is kind of jumping off the page. Seems like there are still some selective cases that's spiking regionally, domestically in the U.S. With respect to COVID, and also there's seems like there's another surge happening in China again. So it's terrible. And also with respect to the monkeypox, it seems like that's another lingering issue that we're also cultivating. And it seems like a major political news that came out this morning is with respect to UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. It seems like he's resigning. Obviously, he had that scandal back in the day, I would say a couple months ago, right? Which he doesn't really have the respect from the parliament anymore and the entire government from in UK. So this was like basically a writing on the wall in a way, but nothing really related to what we talk about. So, but something more of a trivial thing. Before I dive into technicals, I want to just like share with you guys with respect to our recent survey that I put out yesterday. Seems like based on the 252 votes that we have gotten from the kind subscribers here on this channel, 52% prefer to watch only Ethereum. And then the rest is made up of like, the bulk of it, basically if you add it up together, right, about like close to 80% of people are, more inclined to be like watching only Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I guess I'll try that out if that's something that you want. And also in addition to that, just the updates, with respect to, the stock buy, sell, hold signals that I've, put out this morning. I put out both for crypto, but also for stocks. I also put out the buy, sell, hold signals that I got from my buddies as of yesterday's market close for both BlackRock and ARK Invest, both two hedge funds. So let me know as you are digesting the updates. Happy to address any specific questions if you want. So let me just shift my face onto chart to give you guys the technical analysis. So with respect to recording time of 8:24 p.m. a.m. on the Eastern time, Ethereum could at $1,181, that about 0.31% so far. Again, right, it's relatively flat at the moment, right? We are in between levels of 1250 versus 1150. But something that we don't like is that, we're clearly getting canceled at the 45 out of 70 on the RSI scale. We are clearly, on the MACD front, have been dragged up for quite some time now. So the likelihood, knowing the fact that we are still levitating in between levels, that it will come down to a lower level as we head towards the CPI report release, which is coming out basically in a week or so, is more likely than continue to go up from there, right? I think it's with respect to the anticipatory pressure that we'll be expecting. Not that, people, I think we will see what's the sentiments from the investors as Monday comes in next week, right? And that will give us a hedge or some understanding of what investors are thinking as we getting the report. And then obviously we'll get the confirmatory signal comparing Wall Street expectation to the actual CPI report, and that will give us another catalyst onto stitching the foreshadow of what's going to be happening on the FOMC meeting that should be debuting basically 2.5 weeks out from here. Okay. And then Bitcoin is obviously lingering as well, right, at 20,500 at the moment, down just like 1%. It seems like we are also getting some fatigue around like the breaking above 40 on a RSI scale. We are very elongated. We have dragged up for quite some time now, so we are basically at the cusp of breaking below 20,000 again, and then coming down to a lower level 18,500, 17,500, which is very logical from here. Okay, so overall market is still like, bearish because we're levitating, bearish because we have to cross down eventually, bearish because RSI is still being canceled out as we get to a higher level. I would say that is applicable to also Ethereum as well, and also multiple other altcoins. So hopefully this update is a lot more short and sweet. Like, seems like most of you guys is looking for this. But if you want to do more like altcoin analysis, I'm happy to dive into it. And obviously, if you subscribe to our Patreon already, you guys are seeing the updates ahead of time anyways. But you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, but just like read the chart and you'll know what I'm talking about. So appreciate you, and thank you so much for all the likes yesterday. We were expecting 150 likes only, but we have reached almost to 200 likes. So appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe button. And also, let's try to get another 200 likes for this one. Appreciate you, and have a good day. Take care.